There's an expression in English that is, it's not all bad. And I think it's an important one to keep in mind as you are thinking about empathy. So as we said before, empathy, people tend to think, is usually just when people have experienced bad things. We respond with reassurance and comfort. But there's also opportunity to empathize with people's positive feelings. So in your role play with a patient, if there is the opportunity to convey empathy in this positive way, then I recommend taking the opportunity to do that and showing the evaluator that you can do both of those things, reassure, but you can also encourage and support as well. So let's take a look at some of the ways that you could do that. This first one here is this phrase, "That's great to hear." And as we saw before with the empathy for responding to the negative, that must be challenging. You'll probably notice that this structure, that plus is or must, and then so either that is, in this case, great, or that must be. Usually the structure is that plus verb with the to be verb and then the adjective after. That's quite common for both types of empathy here. So that's great to hear. Maybe the patient has said that they have stopped eating fast food, and that's a change they've made to their diet. Hey, that's great to hear. That's awesome. Here's another one. That's great news. So great news being information that's the patient has just told you. So maybe they said, I did get a referral to the specialist and I'm having surgery next week. Something like that. You can say, that's great news. That's awesome to hear as well. Here's another one. I'm happy to hear that. So maybe the patient has said, I feel much better after this conversation. Everything's a little bit clearer now. And you can say, I'm happy to hear that. Great. If there's other questions, let me know. And then this phrasing again, that must feel good. So something like, I've lost a lot of weight and yeah, the pain is much better than it was. I mean, I still have problems, but not as many. And something like that must feel good. Great job. That's awesome. Keep up the good work. It depends again how much time you have as well as the nature of the role play card that you get. Sometimes you won't see there's an opportunity to use these, but just generally, in Canadian culture, the background that I'm familiar with, we like to encourage one another. We like to kind of share that positivity as well. So opportunities to kind of show that natural expression of that support in a positive way is a great way to show the evaluator that you're aware of these things and are able to incorporate them appropriately in a conversation context.